This is my December wrap up coming to you at the start of January. I read 3 books this month, kind of wish it was a bit more, but hey, at least I read 3. The first book that I read this month was A Crack in Everything by Ruth Francis Wrong, which is the first book I finished, though I actually read most of it in November. Don't know if it really counts, but anyway, this is a book set in Dublin about a girl called Izzy who sees some graffiti and goes to investigate it, and when she does, she realises that there is a lot more to Dublin than she realises, myths and legends, and it's all true, and it's very Mortal Instruments-esque. I actually did a full review, which I'm going to link in the description below if you want to hear more in-depth like spoiler thoughts on this. But ultimately what I thought about the series was that it had some potential. I liked that it was set in my home city, and I quite liked seeing Irish mythology in YA format. That was quite exciting. One of the things I found kind of problematic was the writing used a lot of cliches, but also it was like some parts of the description was almost missing, and I found it really hard to picture some particular elements and stories. I wasn't sure what had happened and when, and I was like, did I miss something? Anyway, I think I gave this book 3 stars out of 5 because I was like, you know, I liked it, didn't love it, still a good book. The next book I finished is the second book in the trilogy, and that is A Hollow in the Hills by Ruth Francis Wrong. This book I thought started out strong, but towards the end I was just bored. I wasn't sold on the story. I kind of just lost interest in the characters and what was happening because I didn't particularly like any of them, particularly Jinx. Not irritating, that's the wrong word, but I found him unbelievable just because I felt like his character wasn't fleshed out at the beginning, and it was just kind of like you're supposed to feel these certain ways about these characters and you don't know them and you're just kind of like, well, I don't yet. Just completely got bored and wasn't interested in it, which is probably why it took me 2 weeks to read it. The last and final book that I actually finished January 1st, but we'll keep that on the wraps for now, is A Darkness at the End, the final book in the trilogy by Ruth Francis Wrong. This book had some parts in it that I really enjoyed. There were some scenes that I really liked, but same problem as the first and second book. I found the writing to be just that little bit unclear, and also there were just large parts where I was just bored and I didn't care about what was happening. I mean, I guess without spoilers that's as far as I can go. I'm not going to completely bash this series, be like, oh, there's nothing I liked about it, it was the worst ever. No, because it was a good series. Maybe it was whatever mental space I was in, I just wasn't interested in them when I read them. But one of the things I will say about it is I feel like it may be a growing series, so maybe on a reread I could really enjoy these now that I kind of know what's going on. Did you ever get that feeling about a book? Like, I didn't love it now, but I might in some future time when I'm just in a different place. So I'm gonna hold on to this series and maybe at some future point reread it, because it was fun to see a book set in, you know, my city where I knew everything that was referenced to. I was like, oh, I've been there, oh, I work on that street. Those were all the books that I read in December. Let me know in the comments if there's any books that you read last month that you particularly liked. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.